Good morning. I am Lynn Schrum, the Dean of West Virginia University College of Education and Human Services. It's my pleasure to introduce the graduating class of 2013. Please stand and help me welcome, in order of appearance, our doctoral, master's, 5-year teacher education, and the bachelor candidates for degrees in the College of Education and Human Services. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. Honored graduates, distinguished guests, proud parents and families, faculty, staff, friends of the university, and guests viewing this ceremony live on the webcast from around the world, welcome to the 2013 commencement ceremony for West Virginia University's College of Education and Human Service. This is the 144th commencement at West Virginia University, but it is the first one under our college's new name, the College of Education and Human Services. A long-standing tradition held to recognize the degree attainments of its students. Graduates, that means you and your hard work have brought you to this day. In a while, you will come to the stage and receive recognition of the completion of your degree. As graduates, you are part of a rich legacy. The College of Education and Human Services serves as the pathway through which many individuals travel, come to study, and acquire the skills, insight, research capacity, and experience required to become great teachers, counselors, speech-language pathologists, specialists, clinicians, and scholars. You chose to pursue your degree at WVU, and for that I am grateful. Today we celebrate your success as graduates and look forward to all your future endeavors. You will go on to do exceptional things because you have fulfilled one of the major responsibilities: to live the spirit of the mountaineer. We believe in academic and personal integrity. We value respect, human dignity, and cultural diversity, and we foster the role of lifelong learning. More importantly, we care about others and always remember the work that we do has the ability to impact people's lives in a meaningful way. So keep your sincerity, your integrity, your kindness, and your belief in your fellow humans. Remember, wherever you go, you'll always be a mountaineer, and you'll always wear the blue and gold. At this time, I would like to introduce some special members of the platform party. Please hold your applause until all are standing. Our processional was led today by faculty marshals Chad Proudfoot and Dr. Terrence Ahern, carrying the university mace. I would also like to welcome our dignitaries. Joining us today, Dr. Michelle Wheatley, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. John Campbell, Associate Provost for Information Technology and Chief Information Officer, Dr. Jay Cole, Chief of Staff, Office of the President, and Ms. Ellen Capolanti, Member, WVU Board of Governors. And finally, we are very pleased and proud to welcome one of our 50-year graduates, Priscilla Hayden, who led in our 5-year graduates and who is sitting with them today. Please join me in an applause for everyone. Okay. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker this year, because I have come to know his work and have gained a great respect for him. Dr. Irvin Scott is a Deputy Director for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's U.S. Programs Education Initiative. He leads grant making for empowering effective teachers, as well as teacher voice and professionalism in the College Ready strategy of its education division within its U.S. program. Prior to joining the foundation, Irvin was appointed as Chief Academic Officer for Boston Public Schools, where he was responsible for the academic programming of the school system, as well as all regional superintendents and schools in his district. Dr. Scott previously served as a high school academic superintendent for his district. Irvin also co-chaired Harvard University's Urban School Leaders Summer Institute. In 2006, Irvin was selected into the Urban Superintendent's Program at Harvard University. Previously, he served as both an English teacher and principal of J.P. McCaskey and McCaskey East High Schools in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. As principal, Irvin led a team of teachers and administrators to reform the 3,200-student high school into 8 small learning communities. He also directed Project Leap Forward, a nonprofit academic enrichment program for urban middle school scholars in Philadelphia, Harrisburg, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Dr. Scott holds a bachelor's degree from Millersville University, a master's degree in education from Temple University, and a master's and a doctoral degree from Harvard University. On a personal level, Irwin is married to Keisha Scott, a middle and high school math teacher. They are the proud parents of 3 amazing sons. I'm honored to invite Dr. Irvin Scott to the podium to share his remarks. Dr. Scott.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. That is so much better. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dean Schrum, to the faculty, honored guest, family, friends, and most of all, class of 2013 graduates. I am delighted to be here on such a wonderful occasion. It was just a couple of years ago that I was in a similar position that you're in today, as I was working on my doctorate and finishing up my doctorate. So the feelings of euphoria are still quite fresh on my mind and in my spirit. I also remember how anxious I was to get that hot gown off. So I will not take too long, but I do have a few points that I want to share with you before you run off to revelry, job searching, and loan repayments. As a former teacher, principal, school district administrator, and current leader at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I am absolutely ecstatic and honored to speak to you, future leaders, future educators, principals, school district administrators, speech pathologists, audiologists, counselors, psychologists, scholars, instructional technologists, professionals, educators. Let me start by giving you some news that may surprise you. It's an exciting time to be an educator in America. Make no mistake about it, the decision that you made several years ago to do the work, commit the time, and make the financial investment, which would enable you to be here today, was the right decision. As a matter of fact, in a second, I want you to do something for me. I want you to turn to your neighbor, give them a high five, and tell them you made the right decision. Do it now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just in case you're debating whether you made the right decision, you just got confirmation. So you ask me, how can you be so confident? Well, I'm glad you asked. First, before I tell you 4 quick reasons I am so filled with anticipation for you, let me first tell you that in my current position at the Gates Foundation, I am humbled to have the opportunity to travel across the country on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. And just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Amsterdam at the International Summit on the Teaching Profession. And no matter where I go, I come to the same conclusion. This is an exciting time to be an educator for 4 main reasons. Number 1, globalization is coming to a classroom, school office, district office, college classroom near you. You, your colleagues, and students live in a global neighborhood. And while that may seem threatening to some, it should be nothing less than exhilarating to educators, because it means you have the ability to bring teaching and learning and leadership and services to life for your students and colleagues by connecting them to the world beyond your walls or their classrooms or their schools and their districts. It also means having access to tools and resources to teach, lead, serve, and support at the highest levels. Number 2, states in this country, including West Virginia, are taking bold steps to transform teaching and learning experiences for students and educators all across the country by ensuring that students are held to rigorous, internationally benchmarked standards. These shared standards provide a common language for what we as Americans should expect for all of our students in this country. And this is one way to ensure that America remains a global leader in social justice, in health, in innovation, in business, in technology, in the arts. Number 3, emerging technology will enable educators to connect not just with educators across the hallway or across the room, but also across the district, across the state, across the country, across the world. You are able to connect. As a matter of fact, let me just pause here. How many people, show of hands real quick, have a Twitter account? Excellent. Don't go on Twitter right now. Do not do that. But if you get a chance, follow me at iScott4 and give me your feedback on my speech. All right? That's how powerful technology has allowed us to connect with one another. So, a geometry teacher, for example, a geometry teacher in Morgantown can share a great strategy for teaching the Pythagorean theorem with her virtual colleague in Shepherdstown. Anyone here from Shepherdstown? Morgantown? You're all from Morgantown. You go to West Virginia University. Or share it with someone from Kentucky or Wisconsin or California. A guidance counselor who has had success developing school and community partnerships can design his or her own webinar, announce it on Twitter and Facebook, and share his best practices with counselors all over the country. One of my advisors, Richard Elmore, had a favorite saying. Don't forget this saying. Everybody listen closely. Isolation is the enemy of improvement. Repeat that after me, graduates. Isolation is the enemy of improvement. Technology enables connections, and the right connections enable improvement. The 4th and final reason I'm excited for you is this. Educators and the roles that you're moving into, serving students and adults all over the country and here in West Virginia, continue to transform lives. You are in a position to transform lives. I know firsthand, And so I want to end with a personal story. It's what I call my Miss Scritchfield story. Nearly 30 years ago, I was in 9th grade, and my English teacher, Miss Scritchfield, true story, came to the class and said, "Class, we're going to be studying a poet by the name of Robert Frost, and we're going to analyze a poem called The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. You're going to analyze the poem, you're going to write about the poem, and you're going to get up and recite the poem for the entire class." I was okay with analyzing the poem, I was okay with writing about the poem, but I was not okay with standing up and reciting it for the entire class. And I told Miss Scritchfield so. I was much bolder back then as a 9th grader. I told her, "Miss Scritchfield, I'll do all of those other things, but I'm not reciting it for the class." See, at that time, I thought that was somewhat corny. There was only one thing I was interested in 9th grade. Can you guess what it was? I heard a couple people say girls. People always respond girls, but that is not the case. I was an unusual guy at the time. It was football. That's the only thing I was interested in. And I was dreaming of being the next Tony Dorsett, running back for the Dallas Cowboys. And so I had no interest in poetry. And so Miss Scritchfield said to me when I told her that, she said, "Irvin, not only will you do the poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, and recite it for the entire class, but you will compose your own poem, and you will also recite that for the entire class." Did she not hear me? Did she not hear me? And so the day came, and I stood up after practicing, after persisting, and I said, from memory, "The road not taken by Robert Frost. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubt if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in the yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I did it, 9th grade, but I wasn't done. Remember, she gave me the challenge to write about something else. And so I composed my own poem in 9th grade about football. And it goes like this. Behind 2 backs I stand, see, I was a running back, waiting for the first back's hand, which holds the thing that makes me spring to reach the touchdown's brand. Sometimes I'm hit, which brings great pain, but it's even worse when my run's in vain because some lineman jumps off sides and the ref yells out, "That'll cost you 5. But through all this, I must keep running so the defense will think, he's quite stunning. They'll key on me from that play on, but I'm determined to keep on going." I never became a running back for the Dallas Cowboys, although they could probably use me now. But I did become an English teacher, teaching students for 15 years, poetry, literature. And I did become a principal, overseeing English teachers who taught students. And then an assistant superintendent overseeing principals who taught students poetry. Eventually a chief academic officer. And now at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, shaping the teaching profession for the entire country. Powerful teaching and learning opportunities change lives, reshape dreams. That's the role that you're going into, and that's why I'm excited for you. And I'm going to end with one of my favorite poets, Langston Hughes, who talked about dreams. And I want you to remember this poem as you go into the work that you're doing, shaping the lives of people all across the country. The poem goes like this. Bring me your dreams, you dreamers. Bring me your heart melodies that I may wrap them up in a blue cloud cloth away from the 2 rough fingers of the world. And that is what poetry might do. Wrap up your dreams, protect, preserve, and hold them until maybe they come true. Columbus dreamed of finding a new world. He found it. Edison dreamed of light, more light, and he made light. All the progress that human beings have made in this old earth of ours grew out of dreams. That is why it is wise, I should think, to hold fast to dreams. For when dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. Congratulations. Go help others' dreams become a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Irvin, for those words of inspiration and quite enjoyable. It is now my pleasure to introduce Miss Sarah Nail, who will sing My Home Among the Hills. This song was composed in 1963 in honor of West Virginia's centennial celebration by Clarksburg native E.W. James. Please join me in welcoming Miss Sarah Nail.
There's a land of rolling mountains where the sky is blue above, and though I may roam, I hurry home to the friendly hills I love, where the moonlit meadows ring with the call of whippoorwills. Always you will find me in my home among the hills, and where the sun draws rainbows in the mist of waterfalls and mountain rills. My heart will be always in the West Virginia hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze. And there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils. Laughter through the happy valleys of my home among the hills.
Sarah, that was beautiful. I also want to thank Dr. Krista Ann Chanou for providing the music for our processionals today. Please join in one more round of applause of appreciation for these two musicians. We will now turn to the important business of conferring degrees. To receive a degree from West Virginia University, our students are privileged to work with outstanding faculty who are directly responsible for their success. They inspire, motivate, and mentor our students in classes and outside the formal learning experience. They are a talented, hardworking faculty committed to providing high-quality education It's with great pride and enthusiasm that I present to you the faculty of the College of Education and Human Services. Will the faculty of the college, full-time and adjunct, please stand and let us thank you for what you do for our students. I'm told they couldn't hear me ask them to stand. It wasn't that they were just tired. Okay. The university has awarded honors cords to its baccalaureate degree students who are graduating with Latin honors. These are significant academic accomplishments, and I want to recognize our honors graduates who are with us today. Would the undergraduate students graduating cum laude with a grade point average of 3.4 to 3.59 please stand? Congratulations. You may be seated. Thank you. Would those undergraduate students who are graduating magna cum laude with a grade point average of 3.6 to 3.79 please stand? Congratulations, and you may be seated. Would those undergraduate students who are graduating summa cum laude with a grade point average of 3.8 to 4.0 please stand? Woo! Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. Additionally, I would like to recognize our 2 William G. Monahan Award recipients for 2013. Sarah Summers, a graduate of the 5-year secondary education program, and Nicole Hall, a graduate in audiology. Would you please stand, ladies? Thank you. We would also like to recognize graduates who have served this nation with valor and sacrifice. The red, white, and blue cords these students wear today are a tribute to their selfless service. We also honor faculty and staff who have served in our military. Let's thank them all for their dedication and commitment that they and their families have given. We will now begin the recognition of graduates.
We have several individuals today who have completed all of the requirements and are eligible for the highest degree given in their field. Will all of the doctoral candidates please stand and approach the podium? Nicole Megan Hall, hooded by Dr. Conrad Lundeen. Congratulations, Dr. Hall. Lindsay Marie Knoll, hooded by Dr. Conrad Lundeen. Congratulations, Dr. Knoll. Dana L. Perry, hooded by Dr. Robert Orlikoff. Congratulations, Dr. Perry. Amanda Ruth Sterling, hooded by Dr. Robert Orlikoff. Congratulations, Dr. Sterling. Doctor of Education in Curriculum and Instruction, Harrison Intabo Ung, hooded by Dr. Patricia Obanoff. The title of his dissertation is Access, Retention, and Progression of Marginalized Students in Kisii Schools, Kenya. Congratulations, Dr. Ung. Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership Studies, Ronald A. Branch II, hooded by Dr. Paul Chapman. The title of his dissertation is Leadership Practices of a Principal in a High School with a High Teacher Retention Rate. Congratulations, Dr. Branch. Keith R. Burdett, hooded by Dr. Helen Hazy. The title of his dissertation is Factors Affecting the Implementation of Policy 2450, Distance Education and the West Virginia Virtual School, as perceived by principals, assistant principals, counselors, and distance learning contacts and/or course facilitators. Congratulations, Dr. Burdett. Stacy M. Kendig, hooded by Dr. Paul Chapman. The title of her dissertation is Administrator and Faculty Perceptions of Incivility, a Higher Education Study. Congratulations, Dr. Kendig. Randall Craig Miller, hooded by Dr. Sebastian Diaz. The title of his dissertation is Comparing Student Stage of Reflective Judgment Between Junior and Senior Academic Standing. Congratulations, Dr. Miller. Theodore Nelson Pauls, hooded by Dr. Paul Chapman. The title of his dissertation is Building an Instrument for Measuring Academic Administrator and Faculty member Perceptions of the Workload Allocation Process as it applies to higher education. Congratulations, Dr. Pauls. Doctor of Education in Special Education, Julie Langdon Renault, hooded by Dr. Barbara Ludlow. The title of her dissertation is Using the Concrete Representational Abstract Sequence to Connect Manipulatives, Problem-Solving Schemas, and Equations in Word Problems with Fractions. Congratulations, Dr. Renault. Doctor of Philosophy and Counseling Psychology, David Frederick Davino, hooded by Dr. James Bartee. The title of his dissertation is Resilient First-Generation College Students, a Multiple Regression Analysis Examining the Impact of Optimism, Academic Self-Efficacy, Social Support, Religiousness, and Spirituality on Perceived Resilience. Congratulations, Dr. Davino. Melinda K. Graham-Henners, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Daniels. The title of her dissertation is Degrees of Disordered Eating and Perfectionism in College Students, a Comparison of Sex and Athletic Status. Congratulations, Dr. Graham-Henners. Will all the graduates receiving Master of Arts degrees in counseling, educational leadership, educational psychology, elementary education, instructional design and technology, reading, secondary education, and special education, please stand and approach the platform. Master of Arts in Counseling. Kathy, cards. Chastity Lynn Bailey. Richard J. Bevilacqua. Catherine Ann Burns. Anna Marie Doherty. Amy R. Exley. Brian Michael Hawk. Marie Catherine Hedges. Lauren Elise Kaminskis. Lauren Elizabeth Kime. Andrew Lee. Joanna Lilly. Jennifer Lynn London. Betty A. Meckler. Tony Marie Nutter. Brian Clifford Rule. Maureen Drennan Selgus. Carmen Kathleen Vigilati. Master of Arts in Educational Leadership, Jeffrey Bergazzoli. Matthew Reed Hodgman. Master of Arts in Educational Psychology, Jessica Susan Day. Brittany Nicole Legg. Katie Elizabeth Rasmussen. Master of Arts in Elementary Education, Sarah C. Hansen. Amanda Marie Harsh. Rachel Ann Klein. Jennifer N. Nichols. Emily E. O'Brien. Peggy Ann Patterson. Jessica Dawn Rose. Candace Ann Smith. Tracy L. Still. Master of Arts in Reading, Sarah Elizabeth Gabehart. Morgan Donnell Green. Jessica Long. Susan E. Prunty. Tara Lynn Tennant. Master of Arts in Secondary Education, Hannah Elizabeth Barnes. Heather Marie Bowie. James Carbone. Abigail Carretero Hernandez. Tabitha Jamila Dean. Deanna Lorraine Epps. Elsie Alegria Santos Horton. Aaron J. Lewis. Joshua Stephen Mishnak. Sausan Elharith Batran Muhammad. Stephen S. Tidd. Sarah Lucarella Wall. Master of Arts in Special Education, Ada M. Bailey. Jason Robert Bennett. Amber Lee Curry. Leslie Marie Empsch. Rhymes, oh, sorry. Margot Renee Hafer. Kelly Rebar. Stacy L. Kidder. Brittany Nicole Coer. Jill A. Orsini. Erica Renee Rhodes Edwards. Courtney Dawn Watson. Michelle Lee Marie Williams Beagle. Will all the candidates receiving Master of Arts degrees from the 5-year elementary education please stand and approach the platform? Master of Arts in Elementary Education, Megan Marie Aftanis. Amanda Beth Alexander. Gabriella M. Alico. Vanessa Ann Amos. Emily Barbara Andes. Alexandra Mathia Angadi. Lindsay Michelle Arthurs. Carrie Beth Baker. Hannah Elizabeth Binu. Jessica Lynn Bischoff. Hope Lindsay Bragg. Amber Dawn Brandt. Taylor G. Brocking. Laura M. Can. Christopher Charles Carey. Christina Sierra. Deirdre Conway. Carly Marie Crego. Erin Colleen Crawley. Nicole Rayanne Dawson. Emily Jane Dill. Allison Margaret Fairbaugh. Christina Rose Fortunato. Nicole Leslie Frattoni. Irene Louise Gladys. Caitlin A. Glover. Sophia Francesca Greco. Samantha Haas. Allison Lee Hancock. Emily Eileen Helmick. Sarah May Heil. Elizabeth Ann Hollabaugh. Andrew Branton Holscher. Jessica Diane Homan. Lauren LaRosa. Megan McDonald. Kelly Lauren McGoggin. Ashley Brooke Mongold. Aubrey Lane Moskold. Sonia Allison Owen. Whitney Marie Peyton Atkins. Caitlin Peretti. Emily Nicole Philippi. Ashley Elaine Phipps. Laura Plummer. Katie Prusnell. Emily Catherine Ravenscroft. Elizabeth Ashley Ray. Madeline Elaine Reed. Stacy Christine Roos. Brittany Catherine Sweedak. Alexandra Marie Smith. Holly K. Stone. Jonathan David Thompson. Jason E. Turner. Claire Meckling Ulmer. Casey Leon Vanderlind. Rachel Elizabeth Wamsley. Susan Lynn Wyatt. Will all the candidates receiving Master of Arts degrees from the 5-year secondary education program please stand and approach the platform? Five-year Master of Arts in Secondary Education, Susanna Bell. Amy Nicole Burns. Ryan E. Butler. Drew Calandrelli. Caitlin R. Campbell. James M. Casto II. Jacqueline May Coffin. Lauren Cale Furman. Jacqueline Elizabeth Gasick. Claire Catherine Garner. Casey Aaron Garrett. Mark Elliott Halvonic. Dylan Howard Hammond. Robin Michelle Hayes. Molly Jordan Hott. Samantha N. Khalil. Joshua Harlan Carr. Jacqueline Ann Kinnaman. Rebecca Bolyard Malson. Thomas Malone. Jessica L. Neely. Jacqueline K. Nitwick. Karma Lynn Radabaugh. Jessica Dawn Roberts. Andrew Louis Romano. Michael Eulogio Sedalski. Hannah Silverman. Zachary Bo Smith. Sarah Margaret Summers. Tyler James Tarango. Michael Anthony Tortolone. Anna Rebecca Tucker. Catherine Rose Wood. Will all the graduates receiving Master of Science degrees in Rehabilitation Counseling and in Speech Pathology please stand and approach the podium? Master of Science in Rehabilitation Counseling, Kathleen Rebecca Donovan. Master of Science in Speech Pathology, Lisa Angela Baldini. Ashley E. Calloway. Kayla Beth Currents. Sarah A. Figuerel. Avery Harris. Emily Rebecca Kisner. Lindsay N. Marks. Kathleen Elizabeth Parsons. Amanda Nicole Payne. Susan Elizabeth Reed. Stephanie Ann Satonic. Molly Shore. Sarah Lynn Swagger. Caitlin Michelle Taylor. Heather Troy. Catherine Kerr Valora. Will the graduates receiving Bachelor of Arts degrees in elementary education and in multidisciplinary studies please stand and approach the podium? Bachelor of Arts in Elementary Education, Erin Michelle Caulfield. Caitlin McFerrin. Stephanie Montana Smith. Bachelors in Multidisciplinary Studies, Lindsay Shea Hicks. Will all the graduates receiving Bachelor of Science degrees in Child Development and Family Studies please stand and approach the platform? Bachelor of Science in Child Development and Family Studies, Kimberly Ann Balance. Hillary Renee Bauer. Casey Beth Burrell. Stephanie Lee Bush. Emily Ann Cooley. Megan Elaine Courtney. Sydney Elizabeth Cummings. Anthony M. DeSantis. Elizabeth Nicole Gooding. Jacob Brett Hayhurst. Tess Elizabeth Marshall. Kristen Paige Matthews. Hannah Marie McGreevy. Julie Elizabeth Mushaw. Dana Sarah Orner. Nicole Elizabeth Roach. Lucy Rose Scotty. Rachel A. Shiley. Rebecca Marie Shriver. Brittany Spedding. Chelsea Pauline Stahersky. Ashley Renee Starlipper. Megan Leanne Stevelak. Nicole Marie Tokarski. Nora Kathleen Ward. Jessica Ashley Warnick. Rebecca Ann Woodward. Will all the graduates receiving Bachelor of Science degrees in Speech Pathology and Audiology please stand and approach the platform? Bachelor of Science in Speech Pathology and Audiology, Alex Tamara Albright. Julia Leanne Berry. Zachary Edward Beacom. Rachel Kelsey Burkhart. Caitlin M. Chapman. Lauren Margaret Descar. Abigail Dolph. Clarice Everett. Maria E. Finoli. Alyssa Marie Grubler. Jennifer Jean Haynes. Rachel Marie Hallbritter. Ashley Ray Harless. Jessica Marie Hovel. Jolynn Page Kissaday. Helena Marquette Kitzmiller. Jacqueline Marie Kavalonic. Chelsea Danielle Kuhn. Stacy Nicole Lemasters. Chelsea Renee Link. Jennifer E. Lyon. Brittany D. Mock. Danielle Marie Nazer. Jacob Lloyd Nixon. Madeline Perrell. Natalie Elizabeth Patton. Mary J. Pulcinelli. Danielle Powers. Anna M. Sampson. Sarah Katie Catherine Schaefer. Whitney Nicole Shannon. Amanda M. Stewart. Bethany Lynette Taylor. Sarah Teeter. Gina Elizabeth Trunzo. Alicia M. Webster. Era Shane Whiteman. Ollie Renee Wilson. Elizabeth Ann Young.
Okay. Wow, that is a lot of wonderful students. Will the class of 2013 please stand? Okay, we're almost there. If you will remain standing, we're about to actually confer the degrees, so hang on. The faculty of the College of Education and Human Services and I are pleased to certify that the candidates who appear before you and whose names appear on the official list have met all college and university requirements for the doctorate, master's, and bachelor's degrees to which he or she is entitled and are eligible to receive those degrees. I'd now like to welcome to the podium Provost Michelle Wheatley to confer the degrees.
Thank you, Dean Schramm. Professionals in your field transform people's lives. Armed with theoretical knowledge and real-world experience, you are well prepared to take on the immense responsibilities of your chosen field, whether by educating the next generation of leaders or by helping people overcome challenges through counseling or clinical practice. As you begin your careers, continue to promote learning across the lifetime while respecting the dignity of every person whose life you touch. As West Virginia University graduates, always aspire to put your education to work by solving our world's greatest challenges. Continue to cultivate your global awareness and aim to create a more peaceful and just world. Constantly refine your abilities to uncover facts, analyze problems, and communicate clearly. Dream big and never, ever stop learning. Share your pride in West Virginia University wherever you go, and act as ambassadors for WVU and the life-changing power of education. Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. As West Virginia University's newest graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left side of your cap as a symbol of your achievement.
Thank you. Please be seated, graduates. Graduates, you have many people to thank for reaching this point in your life. Going to college isn't easy for you or your family. Today's commencement is for you, but it is also for all of those who have supported you. Without their understanding and encouragement, many of you wouldn't be here. The College of Education and Human Services has a commencement tradition. So I'll ask, will all the mothers, fathers, spouses, children, and other family members of the graduates please stand? Now, okay, hold on. Now, would you remain standing for one more minute? Graduates, would you stand up, turn to your families, and give them the rousing mountaineer cheer they deserve? Okay, thank you so much. If you would all please be seated, thank you. We have one more tradition, and I would now like to call upon Mrs. Kay McCrory, who is president of the College of Education and Human Services Alumni Association, to share her best wishes and welcome you on behalf of the CEHS Alumni Association.
On behalf of all the graduates of the university who have preceded you, I extend to each member of the class of 2013 congratulations from us and best wishes. Today you are joining a legacy of success that reaches back almost 150 years. Over that time, WVU graduates have succeeded in almost every field of human endeavor. They've been heroes in battle. They've lifted our spirits through the arts. They have revolutionized technology. They've saved lives. They've committed themselves to public service. They've explored the mysteries of the universe. They've built business enterprises that employ thousands. They've nurtured society's next generation. The story of each graduate is unique. WVU has given you the tools to succeed, but you must find your own path to success. With that in mind, I offer this charge to you, the class of 2013. As you enter one phase of your career, start learning what you need to advance to the next stage. When you set goals, be flexible and don't be afraid to change those plans if circumstances call for it. As you work toward your goals, don't forget to spend time nurturing relationships. As you develop your own unique gifts, apply them in ways to make our world better. When you have to choose between thinking like the crowd or thinking for yourself, choose to be that innovator. When you have a chance to explore a new place or new perspective, take it. As you travel the world, wear your flying West Virginia with pride. And when people ask where you learned to succeed, tell them you're a mountaineer. Now, I was an elementary teacher for 30 some years. And one of my favorite books that I read to my little children was all the Dr. Seuss books, of course. And one that I think applies to you today would be Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. Now, don't panic. I'm not going to read the whole book. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the students who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets. You'll look them over with care. About some, you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. You just go right away along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. So, be your name Calandrelli, or Dill, or Tucker, or Bragg, Garrett, Summers, or Turner. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Once again, congratulations to you, West Virginia University's class of 2013, and don't forget to be a good alum. Thank you.
Thank you. As we conclude this ceremony, it is important for you to realize the value of your diploma, and more importantly, your experiences at WVU. This is my first WVU convocation, and as a brand new Mountaineer, I've come to learn many things about this place we all love. WVU graduates are known to provide excellent services to all those lives you will touch. It's a great challenge, but we know you are ready and able, prepared and skilled. We know you will uphold this tradition and bring honor and recognition to yourselves, your families, and West Virginia University. I would like for you all to notice the seal on your commencement program. The center of the seal reveals an important message which this university values as its motto: add to your faith virtue, and to your virtue knowledge. Take this motto with you today and know that you have committed yourself to professions that require faith in yourselves, virtue to be of good service to others, and knowledge to be successful in forming the lives of generations to come. We will not forget you. We hope you will always keep your memories and spirit of your time here with you. Additionally, I want to thank our commencement speaker, Dr. Irvin Scott, our special guests, and all who came here today to help us celebrate. Graduates, this is your special day. Cherish it forever. Graduates and guests, we hope you will join us at the reception immediately following the ceremony in the Shell Building, which is directly behind the Coliseum. The building can be easily reached through either the red or green gates, and there are carts if you or someone in your party needs some assistance. Class of 2013, parents, family members, friends, faculty, and honored guests, please rise as we join together in singing the words of our alma mater, written in 1938. I should have saved that for later, by WVU graduate student Louis Corson. The words are printed on the inside cover of your commencement program if you would like to follow along. During the singing of the alma mater, it is customary for gentlemen to remove their caps. After the alma mater, I ask that the audience be seated and remain in your seats until the platform party and then the graduates have recessed. Audience, oh yes, okay, now Sarah Hale will sing this alma mater for us, and then we will proceed. Thank you again.